Hello and welcome to the April 2013 energy reading. My name is Adrienne Elise and I'm founder of the Intuitive Empowerment Institute, and you can find out more about that at intuitiveempowerment.com. Well, at the end of March, we had all of this conjunctions with our personal planets and Uranus, the awakener, in Aries. And so these influences together are about an opportunity to have a revolution. It's a revolutionary planet, and Aries is the sign of the self, the child, and the personality. And so we are being called as an opportunity to have a revolution within ourselves and our personality. So if you're feeling like things are changing and so much you don't really know where you're at, who you are right now, that's pretty normal. And we also are being very much affected by the Saturn retrograde. Now, Saturn is in Scorpio, and this is a fixed water sign, and it represents the deepest inner truths of ourselves, that deep pool down in the cave. And so Saturn is our planet of structure and work and duty. And so we are having an opportunity, especially with that Uranus energy so present, to have a revolution. And all of our structures with Saturn retrograde are up for review in our life and whether they align with our deepest inner truth. And it may be that we don't even know what our deepest inner truth is. And that deep psychic healing, especially with the aspects of Chiron that have been prominently figured, is maybe in the way of finding what it is we really care about, or what we really want in our life. And so knowing that we're having a revolution, there's an opportunity for a revolution of the self, as well as reformulating all these structures, a review of all of these structures. This could be our physical body structure, our work life, our home life, our relationships. On every level, it's all up for review, and whether or not that is in alignment with our deepest psychic truth. Now, this is also being some more energy around these concepts as Pluto goes retrograde on the 14th of April. So we have these two big slow-moving planets and in retrograde, and Pluto is in Capricorn, which is the sign of Saturn, and Saturn is in Scorpio, the sign of Pluto. So we have both of these energies of this deep inner psyche, as well as the structures of our life. Now, with this Uranus energy playing so strong, there's revolutionary energy, and this is becoming really strong, pointing as Pluto goes retrograde. It makes the Uranus energy kind of come forward a little bit more, and it's really pointing to the exact aspect between Uranus and Pluto square. This is the flavoring of this whole 4 to 5 year period we're in. The 2012 astrology has to do with this aspect of square, and there's an exact of that on the 21st of May. And so this Pluto retrograde is really kind of giving this Aries some energy, it's almost like Pluto's taking a step back to review structures in life in Capricorn. And then the Uranus energy is kind of moving forward with that revolutionary change. And this aspect is going to bring some revolutionary change to power structures, Pluto being the power structures within our life and the world, and Uranus being the awakener and the rebel. That is going to be bringing a lot of changes over the next few years in our own personal life, as well as the political structures and financial structures of the world. So I think that by the end of 2013, we're going to see a lot of changes, and this can be very much in our outside world, but also very much within us. And these Pluto and Scorpio energies are asking us on a deep level to come into alignment with our truth and what really matters to us, especially with our revolution of the self and the structures of our life being up for review. So where in your life do your structures support your deepest inner truth, and where do they not? And that's going to be kind of the changes that are going on. And this might feel like things are moving under the surface, like tectonic plates, or maybe an underwater volcano, like everything on the surface of your life is kind of going along. But deep within, there's some deep shifting happening. And we're not going to really see what that means on the outside, I think, until Saturn goes direct in June. And then it takes until October to get back to where it started from. So this whole summer is going to be kind of an opportunity to start to instigate these changes of what we found out in this review of the structures of our life. So at the end of the month, on the 25th, is the full moon, and it's a very powerful energy. All the personal planets are starting to move into Taurus, and that is a more earthy energy coming out of this Aries. The last planet is moving into Aries, personal planet Mercury, this month, and then on that, having that last aspect with Uranus and the sun and awakening that self. Now, Mercury is an action planet. So as it moves into Aries, it's going to have us feel a little bit forward motion. We're going to start to be able to lean in to the changes in our life that are going to be supporting us more on a deep level and feeling like we can plod along. Now, this Taurus energy is very beautiful. Venus is the first personal planet to move into Taurus, and Venus is at home in Taurus, and so that's going to start changing the energy. And so there's a lot of self-nurturing available and nurturing of other people. It's a great time for love and relationships, the physical body. It's a great time to get body work at the end of the month and really nurture yourself. Earth Day is on the 22nd, the full moon's on the 25th, so it's a very special time for Earth Day. And as well as at that time, around the full moon, there is a grand water trine, and this is the moon in Scorpio and Neptune at home in Pisces, and Ceres, which is an asteroid called named after the mother goddess, and that's in Cancer. So a lot of really nurturing, sweet, watery energy to support all these changes that are happening. Now, the full moon is also a partial lunar eclipse, and the eclipses come in 3 sets of 3. So this is the first one in the set, and this partial lunar eclipses are about what needs to be revealed. And so this eclipse in general is going to be a lot about this Saturn retrograde and what and how do our structures readjust to fit more of our deepest inner truth. And so when these planets go, personal planets and the sun are in Taurus, and the moon, then the full moon is reflecting that in Scorpio, it's highlighting that Saturn retrograde in Scorpio, and the moon is there in Scorpio, and it's bringing this interesting kind of energy opposition of these forces. And so this is what I feel is the midpoint or the crux of the Saturn retrograde, is this time. And so after we move through this full moon and lunar eclipse, again, we're going to have more energy of kind of plodding along, leaning in the direction of the changes in our life and feeling like maybe we're going to get out of the muck and into some more kind of action. So the grand water trine is very supportive for the healing and the clarity, a lot of clarity of emotions. Part of what's going on with these deeper and psychic changes that you don't know who you are, perhaps, and this grand water trine is going to bring some clarity to that in your revolution of yourself, in these changes that you're going through. And then the partial lunar eclipse, what will it reveal to us about this? And it's all in this earthy nurturing sign. And so in a way, this Saturn in Scorpio and the moon in Scorpio pulling against the Taurus energy of the personal planets and the sun is really beckoning us, say, in all of these changes, in this revolution, in reviewing the structures of my life, coming more into alignment with my truth, what role does this nurturing earth energy play, especially with that Ceres in Cancer? And so like I said, it's a great time to nurture yourself and nurture other people. It can be a good time for love, relationships, and it could be a new relationship or a rebirth in an old relationship. And a lot of time great energy for self-nurturing. So it's a great time in the end of the month to get some body work, to really take care of yourself. And we're kind of having this beautiful water trine and this Taurus energy with Venus at home and Taurus and the sun as it's kind of a balm in all of this that we're going through, and some support on a nurturing level. And again, asking, what role is the earth playing in the earth energy playing in all of this transition? And to me, that's about the nurturing, the patience, the forgiving yourself. And with the Taurus energy, it's kind of moving out of this frantic Aries feeling and into more of an ability to kind of set your course and start in that direction, and just step by step with the changes that need to happen to bring yourself more into alignment with your truth in the structures of your life with the Saturn retrograde. Now, it's interesting, the Saturn energy, because it's the planet of work and duty and restrictions, obligations, obstacles. And it's up for review for us, this kind of concept of passion versus duty. And most of us have things we really like to do, and then we go work in order to be able to do those things we like to do. But all of this revolutionary change of the self and structures being up for review and coming to alignment with our deepest parts of ourself is bringing up the question whether there is a separation between duty and passion, responsibility and interest, personal interest. Because really, what we are here for is to have the true expression of ourself. That is our work. Our passion is our work. So just keeping in mind through all of this revolutionary change of the self and the structures being up for review, it's all about being able to reconcile that passion and duty within ourselves and recognize that our passion is our duty. And this is our opportunity to be able to commit to these changes, bringing our life into more of what we'd really like it to be, seeing that it's a possibility with that grand water trine, nurturing ourselves through the process, and allowing ourselves to receive nurturing and love from the people around us and the earth. So it's a beautiful time to explore all of these concepts, come into your truth, and the whole universe is asking us to evaluate through all of these aspects why we chose to be in a body, a human body, right here, right this time on the planet. And for most of us, that's not going to necessarily be in alignment what we spend all of our day doing. And so that's what all of this is about. So listen to the messages. It's a great time for synchronicities, meeting people that might be really important to your creating that life that you want. Information to come through around what you really care about, removing that deeper inner psychic level of stuff to get to what it is you really care about. So just pay attention, and the roadmap to get there is to nurture yourself and remember that Mother Earth is holding you and loving you through all this transition. So just allow yourself to receive that nurturing, and I love you. Namaste.